Today's episode of the JTrain podcast is with Noah Gardenswartz. Noah Gardenswartz is an OKP of this show, original key player. He's been coming on for years in every iteration of this show, and it's just fantastic to have him. He has a show coming up in Boca in June. He texted me, hey man, help me put out the word. I was like, come on Chit Chat Wednesday and let's talk. He moved to Vegas, and moving has been on my mind, so we talk a lot about moving in Vegas and what it's like to live there and having a wife and 2 kids. He's living a different life than me, and I'm very curious about it. So enjoy today's episode. Noah's fantastic. Go follow him on social media and go to his show in Boca. Boom. Welcome to the new JTrain podcast. Hello and welcome to the JTrain podcast. This is JTrain Jared Freid coming to you live from Boca. That's right. Every Wednesday is a Chit Chat Wednesday. I sit down with a comedian, a friend, an expert, and we have a little chit chat. That's our Wednesday show. That's right. And listen, if you have a friend, a coworker, a brother, a sister, a mama, a papa, anyone who likes to put their brain on the shelf, let them know about this show. Let them know about my guest, a friend and comedian. He's an expert. I feel like you're a man of many trades. I feel like you have some expertise in many things.
Yeah, I've dipped my toe in a few waters.
You're like, I feel like you're an investor, comedian, gambler. You're like a riverboat guy, you know.
Moderately successful at all those things.
You've gotten medium success at all of those. Noah Gardenswartz, thank you for coming on. How are you? Good to see you. Straight from
great.
Vegas.
Yeah, pleasure to be here. I'm recovering a little shaky. So my wife just texted me, I think I'm pregnant. And
come on.
Now, I completely forgot that it's April 1st for all listeners. We're recording on April 1st.
I'll get you.
After I'm freaking out and sending 10 to 15 texts back and forth, she tells me April Fool's. And I'm just like, I'm 41 years old. We've been married for 5 years. We have 2 children. At what point does the I'm pregnant April Fool's text expire?
I actually think it means the marriage is going well. Like, I don't think, I don't think you hear this from couples that are not getting along. Like, I actually think there's some whimsy and childlike wonder to getting an April Fool's, because it is a good April Fool's prank. She can do it.
Oh, she got me.
Right. I'm sure, like, it is honest. It lies in reality. Like, you could be, the idea of you having another kid is, like, not crazy, you know?
No, but she was playing a dangerous game, because there is a world where my response is less than ideal, and it creates a real marital strife.
Right. Well, that's bad for you. I think I think wife who plays prank on husband, good marriage. Husband who plays prank on wife, marriage could end.
Sure.
Is it like a, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's like a transitive property type of thing. Like that's probably a bias that I'm showing. Someone's like, well, I can take a joke.
Last week when I shit in her pillowcase, she did not like it.
Early April Fools. Yeah.
No, okay, I like that. That means it's a good marriage. I'll take it.
That's my, like, you know how you get, like, I do a show. So this is now a daily podcast. I do it 4 days a week, a paid version on Friday. To those listening, patreon.com/Jared Freid. $5 a month gets you the Friday episode, rounds out the week. Here's the thing. I do a thing on Thursday, Pop Culture Thursday, and there's this thing called a Q rating. And it's like, what is someone's likability the minute you hear their name? Just by hearing their name, like, how do you feel about them? I do think that, like, translates to other things. Like, when I hear, you know, everyone's judging. The idea, like, don't judge. No, nobody judges. Everyone is judging. It's at all times. There's not a moment we are not judging. Do we care? Do we pass that judgment to the next person? Do we use that judgment to, like, form our opinion on people? This is one of those things. You're telling me this April Fool's prank, and I go, my immediate, like, my human immediate feeling is aw, like sitcom aw.
All right. I'll take it. And you're not wrong. We thankfully are still enjoying a good marriage.
I have
So
questions about. Well, before we get my questions about your marriage and getting too personal, listen. Noah Gardenswartz, he messaged me. How did we get together today? As other than loving having Noah on the show, I get a DM. I got shows in Boca. Jared, you're the Baron of Boca. I need you to go and let people know about the show. I said, oh my God, I need a Chit Chat Wednesday guest. This is perfect. You'll come on the show. We'll promote the show. If you're in Boca, if you're in the surrounding area, Del Rey, Boca, West Palm, he's going to be at the Boca Black Box on June 20th. June 20th. Great place. Have you ever performed there?
I haven't. I'm excited. I like the small rooms that feel intimate and you can really feel like a personalized show.
Intimate room, TV taping looking stage. So good stage for filming if you want to get some clippy poos and do some things with that. It's just I've seen it. And anyone who is in the area, you should go see Noah's show. Noah's fantastic. You can go, we're all putting out commercials for ourselves. Noah has great clips on Instagram at Noah G Comedy. Go follow, get involved with what Noah's doing. You've relocated to Vegas. I have a lot of questions about relocating.
Yeah, please.
I will talk about this on Coffee with JTrain. I looked at some apartments here in the area.
Okay.
So it's like on my mind. I got a taste.
You looked at some apartments in Vegas?
No, in Boca.
Okay.
West
Just
Palm,
the idea of leaving New York or LA and
yeah, just doing your own thing.
Sure.
How do you make friends? Have you made friends? You're married, you have kids. There's not time for people that are randos.
What I was going to tell you is, first and foremost, I'm not looking for new friends.
I didn't think you were.
Again, man in his 40s, married with kids. Friends are not high on the priority list or Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Right.
But that said, I actually have made friends. Vegas is a city where most people are transplants. So everyone knows what it's like to be the new kid in town.
Right.
So everyone is very friendly to the new person in town. And then you have built-in communities. Because my kids are in school, I meet parents. I play in a basketball league, so I get basketball players. As a comedian, there's the inherent comedy community built in.
Right.
The Jewish community. So if you bounce around for various reasons, you meet like-minded individuals in every aspect of the life you engage in.
Have you met Vegas Jews?
Oh, the Vegas Jewish community is great.
Yeah? What are they like? There's a taste of Jew everywhere. There's like a different flavor.
Yeah, it's actually pretty split. There's a lot of your Ashkenazi, a lot of California Jews that moved here either for a more affordable life or the tax breaks. There's a lot of Middle East. There's a huge Middle Eastern Jewish community. It's just been a very comfortable Jewish existence here. It's like big enough to have a very sustainable community, but small enough where everyone eventually knows each other.
Right. And you can't move in without, if you move a new Jew in town, you're going to get found.
Oh, and let me tell you, I'm not sure if you're still single, but
I'm single.
Single, handsome, successful Jewish guy in town. You'd be batting him off with a stick.
But not like Vegas. I mean, it's outside of Vegas. It's not like the
Summerlin. Yeah. I mean, there are different neighborhoods and parts of the city that have more Jews in them. But everyone, if you're going out for a night on the town, you're likely still going to the Strip.
You go to the Strip. So okay. So did you deal when you moved to Vegas where people watch out? Like a lot of what's going on with the Jews right now is like it's other Jews telling Jews how they better kind of be careful.
Yeah, and so that there was
which gets annoying because you kind of ruin someone's day when you're like, it's fine. Weirdly, you ruin their day.
It is. First of all, it is fine. It's been fine. Thank God it's fine. But also one thing I say, which I don't think is necessarily about the Jews that move here so much as just like Nevada culture at large. But one thing I tell people is out here, it's Jews with guns.
Right.
So it's like a self-defense Jewish community where it's not the timid New York Woody Allens walking around. You got Jewish cowboys saying, make my fucking day, pal.
They got a gun on their hip They got their spurs on their cowboy head, cowboy boots. That is one thing you realize when you go out west, like Nevada. You kind of forget about it. like, yeah, this is the West. There is Western culture. There is cowboy culture. This is you do forget,
it's
like
a real wild card city. It's like I always say, Nevada reminds me of like the Florida of the West, where it's just kind of like there's some weirdos, everyone's here for a good time, and the overarching theme is like you do you, I'll do me. As long as no one's hurting each other, everyone mind your business.
Right. I'd say Florida. You come across like similar to Phoenix, Arizona, Nevada.
Yeah.
And Florida, like very similar vibe. Like you're just like running across schemers. Like you're like, I think everything you're saying sounds like bullshit, but you say it pretty well. Like you see a lot of that.
Like schemers and sweet retirees, and then young families who moved here for a better life.
Right. It's a weird mix.
It's a fun stew.
So you have shows in Boca Black Box at Noah G Comedy. It's at the Boca Black Box. June 20th. Here's what my advice on a Boca show.
Yeah, please.
There is never a good time to have a show in Boca. Everyone will complain. You could.
Okay.
There's
too early,
no
too late.
Too early, too late, too far. There is no. There, you will hear feedback no matter what. You could do the show in everyone's living room at the time they are free. And they will be like, "You're doing 6 p.m. in my living room. Who are you? Who do you think you are?"
Now I've got all these guests coming.
It is the most hilarious thing because I did shows in Dania Beach at the Improv, and it is so funny. Like you think 8:00 Saturday night, like who would it'd be weird to have an issue with this. Like it'd be weird. Like I would go, oh no, I'm not gonna say something to the guy who has the show. Like I should want to go out at 8:00 on Saturday. They'll come right up to you. No stopping.
Of course.
Saturday, 7 p.m. Who do you think you are? They'll say, who do you think? You can't. I'm here. You can't believe you got me out of the house. They'll make you feel bad, and it's crazy.
That's such good advice, though. Thank you for the heads up. So at least when it happens, I'll know it's just par for the course.
You'll look up at the moon, and you'll smile, and you'll just continue being yelled at by whoever this old fart is, and you'll think of me, and I'll be looking at the same moon as you, with another Jew yelling at me in another town in the country.
Are you going to possibly be around the area June 20th?
I don't know. I haven't really. I'm kind of like, I'm in this spot right now. I'm doing shows this weekend in Rochester. So last night I got stuck here. I was supposed to go home.
Okay.
I'll talk about this all on Coffee with JTrain, but quick, I got canceled, and I just, you get to this point where I'm like, this is the luck of single, no kids, not married. Like they're like, I just watched all the married people. Like they're like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to them. And they go, flights canceled. And I go, all right. Like, you do that. Like, what are you going to do? And I go back to my parents' house, and it was either like fly out Wednesday morning or back to New York and then go from New York to Rochester, or go direct from here to Rochester. I'm like, I'm going to go direct from here to Rochester. I'm going to play golf. I'm going to do those things.
Yeah, there are worse outcomes.
I mean,
your hands are low.
Right. I mean, like there, and so then I have that, and then I have Nashville, and then I'm like kind of like done till the fall. Weirdly, like I had been on the road so much the last like few years.
Is that because what you've been working out feels ready, and now you're just kind of at the start over point where you're building new material, so you're not in a rush to get back on stage for paying customers?
Totally true. You get it. And that's the thing, like, it's been interesting these last year and a half. Like, it is calming to me to hear you put it that way, because I was saying it on last week's Coffee with JTrain, just the care and thought that comedians who love doing stand-up put into, like, I want to make sure, just like you said, like, I have, like, new material. I've already taped the old material. I'm in the spirit. I'm in no rush to get to exactly what you said. Is like, I can work this shit out. I can do it at my own pace. There's jokes to work on, but like they're there. They're ready to be done. They could be done it's an hour set already, but like it's a fine hour. It's not a great hour. You know, it's like I'm in that in-between fun phase, but it's like, and then I begin to wonder, I'm like, you know, fewer of us exist as days go on. Like, there's a lot of people that are just like, get me on the road to go and ask people what they do for a living for an hour.
Right. No, there's fewer and fewer people with actual prepared material. Well, let me just say this. Invite. If by some chance you're in South Florida, more specifically Boca, on June 20th, and you want to run some of this new stuff and fuck around, open invite. I would be thrilled to have you on the show. I
would love that. I'm not just saying this. If I'm down here, we'll go golf. You'll come hang and see.
I've never played 18 holes in my life.
Never? I just got yelled at for 3 hours by my dad. We just literally he's just angry at me for 3.5 hours. My dad, my uncle, and their buddy, and we played together 18. And like, there were so many times on the course, and I'm like trying to learn. It's been 2 years, and that's new, like for golf. Yeah. Like, and I literally said to my dad, I go, don't get more mad at my hit than I get at my own hit. Like,
right.
Like I'm the angry one.
Is he mad because he's embarrassed his son is bad at golf, or you're like slowing down the game?
No, he's embarrassed that I've embarrassed him. Why do I keep doing that? Like, I'm like, I don't know. You think I chose to do that? Like, it's crazy.
Well, even though I don't golf, if you want to set up a foursome with your father, I'll join just to watch him yell at you, because that sounds entertaining as well.
He gets so angry, and then the other guys are like, hey, it's a hard game. I'm like, I don't feel bad. They're like, pick your head up, kid. I'm like, no, I'm fine. Like, I'm going to shake this off and move on to the next hit. You know, come on, I'm fucking Tom Brady over here. He doesn't sit there kicking rocks after he throws an interception, you know, like.
But no golf for me. But if you're in town, please come by and hop on stage.
We'll hang. So, okay. So we play a game called Peaks and Pits. You ready?
Okay.
Peaks and Pits.
Peaks and Pits. I saw this on the Kardashians last week, because we call it Roses and Thorns, and then I saw the Kardashians do Peaks and Pits. So
I went to a dinner party. They played Peaks and Pits. I think this is a big Kardashian thing. Just like the podcast community, the Kardashians have run out of things to debate, so they're going Peaks and Pits.
Sure.
March Madness is here, and every game is a chance to cash in. So place some bets on the game already with MyBookie. MyBookie makes it easy for first-timers to wager, and true sports fans can get the most bang for their buck. MyBookie's Bet and Get will sweeten the deal. Place a cash bet on March Madness and get a surprise reward. Free bets, cash back, bonus chips. You never know what's coming next. I love putting a little bit of money on the game, and MyBookie is a great way to do that. I have to say, I've been betting a lot of the March Madness games. I love taking a underdog as a money line winner. That's like you take the underdog and you get more for putting down less. I am just a big fan of the money line bet for an underdog. I love a home dog. So use MyBookie. And listen, you can put $1 on the game, and now you got a team and you get to be involved in it, and it gets a little fun for a couple hours on a Friday night. So I love MyBookie. I'm a big user of betting on games. I like to bet on a lot of games during the football season, especially March Madness. We got the Final Four coming up. Sign up now with code JTrain, and you can boost your bankroll with a deposit bonus designed to help you make the most of your money. If you don't want a bonus, that's okay too. Just make sure you let them know we sent you. That's code JTrain when you download the MyBookie app or click the link in our show notes. Bet on every game, anytime, from anywhere, only with MyBookie. I living in Vegas. I can't believe the Kardashians are doing that on a TV show. Take away the show from them. That's a podcast game. Living in Vegas, Peaks and Pits.
Oh, man. I would say the peak is off the strip, surprisingly calm, affordable, peaceful lifestyle. But then on the strip, you're 15 minutes away from the greatest nightlife and restaurants in the world.
Okay, so were you looking forward to a calmer lifestyle? Was that something that, like, you have a house now with like space, like, and I'm asking like honestly for myself, like, was there a breath of fresh air to not be in New York City, like hearing a train go by?
Absolutely. And I was surprised by how peaceful it was. I didn't fully know what I was getting into when I came to Vegas. I just kind of
Yeah.
took a chance on the move. But yeah, the peak is having access to best of both worlds. It's like a slower pace, a really calm, peaceful city off the strip. And then again, on the strip, you do have access to the best entertainers and restaurants around because Vegas is providing three of the best days for the richest people in the world for the 3 days they come to town. So they have to provide all the best,
Right.
you know.
Well, do you get all the Vegas people on your TikTok now? Like, do you like get those people coming? I get them. I'm like
Okay.
a big, for some reason, you are your For You page. You are your algorithm.
Sure.
And I get food reviews from Disney.
Okay.
I get like top 5 foods at, Johnny Tsunami's water park. Like I get those, like,
Sure.
and I get reviews from this guy. I don't know if you got it. Now you're going to get him because I'm going to say his name.
Sure. Now my phone is listening to you talk on my computer.
Right.
Yeah.
You're gonna text me in 10 minutes. This guy, and what he does, I really think half of TikTok is like voice. Like I think we really care about like the sound of someone's voice, like ASMR type shit.
Yeah.
This guy, Vegas Policy, I watch every one of his videos, and he's like, it's batshit crazy. It's like in the Vegas vein of like craziness. It's like he's like reviewing, but it seems like people hate him for some reason.
Sure.
Like they
You watch, either you love him or you hate him. Either way, you watch.
right, but that's probably why he's showing up so much. And at the end of his videos, you can't not imitate him. He ends every video the same way, and you want to hear him say it because he's got this weird New York accent, and he's like, Vegas policy.
I'm
And
going to be on the lookout. I'm going to be on the
but
lookout.
he's reviewing and critiquing, and he goes over the financials and like this, this hotel's in trouble, and this place is down, and this one's making money. Is it weird that like when you move to Vegas, is there like are you up on the Vegas
Not
like
you-
financials, like how it's doing as a city?
Not even a little bit. Now, granted,
Really?
I don't work as a server or a greeter at the casino, so how the city is doing tourist-wise doesn't affect my day-to-day or my living. But I actually compare it very much to New York City Times Square, where people from Middle America think of Times Square as New York City, but when you live in
Right.
New York City, you wouldn't touch Times Square with a 10-foot pole. It's the same thing. When you live in Vegas, your
Right.
life does not involve the strip unless you actively seek it out for a reason.
If you've got some big ticket purchases in mind for 2025 and wish you could build credit fast, listen up. A good credit score, lower payments, and bigger opportunities are possible with Ava. Ava is a credit building app that makes it simple to improve your credit fast. Get better rates on loans, pay off debt faster, and keep more money in your pocket. It's simple, affordable, and really works. Most members see their credit go up in less than a week. You'll get the Ava card instantaneously, giving you credit up to $2,500 that you can use to pay your bills. Then just sit back and watch your credit climb. Ava reports your on-time payments to all major credit bureaus every day to help you build positive credit history quickly. Joining Ava gives you access to all of Ava's credit building tools, starting at just $6 per month. Potentially save thousands for just $6 a month. There's no credit check, no interest, and no fees. Download the Ava app, spelled AVA. That's AVA today. And when you join, use my promo code JTrain. You'll get your first month free. This offer is only for JTrain listeners. Get the Ava app and use promo code JTrain to get your first month free. That's promo code JTrain. Thanks to Ava. And now go get yourself good credit. I would also think the Vegas and New York, the similarity is the curiosity. Like,
Yeah.
what's it like? I'm even asking you. I'm asking you about Vegas as if it's the like you live in the Serengeti. Like
Right.
I'm like, but
It's the curiosity and it costs $100 to breathe if you're not careful. It's
right.
just like
Well, if you go to the
this
wrong
city
place,
will take you for all you're worth if you don't know what you're doing.
yeah. Okay. So what was the pit of Vegas?
The pit is, even though the weather's great right now, I can feel those 115-degree days right around the corner.
Is the heat that bothersome? Because I've had this conversation with Florida people. They're like, you can't be here in the summer. And I'm like, how bad can it be? AC exists.
So Florida's different because of the humidity, which makes it entirely different. Vegas is
Right.
just like the violent sun. So it's
Right.
the dry heat, so you're not going to sweat through your shirt the minute you walk out the door because there is no humidity, but it will scorch your face. Like June, July, August are pretty brutal. The one thing I give Vegas credit for is they're aware of how hot it is, so everything does move indoors and it's AC just blasting. Like when I lived in California, they try to fool themselves into it being fun to be outside in the heat. So in the summer, everything
Right.
is outdoors, and then you're just miserable in the sun sweating. Vegas at least moves it indoors.
Right. Okay. Peaks and pits. Now, for the listeners that don't know, Noah Gardenswartz is a former writer for the marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I know that show, people like, it's as if you said that you're you get a reaction when you say you wrote for marvelous Mrs. Maisel, right?
I'm assuming that might move some tickets in Boca.
Yeah, that's what I would have that. I would have that as the main part of the sign.
Right.
It would be marvelous Mrs. Maisel in big letters featuring Noah Gardenswartz.
Right.
I would
Yeah.
have you underneath
Yeah.
in small letters, and then they'll be
I
like,
should just
"What's
use a
going
pic-
on? What? I thought I was seeing
I
Maisel."
should just use a picture of Midge on the
Yes.
flyer. I don't know what I'm doing.
You're
Yeah.
you're fucking up. That's
Yeah.
got to be like marvelous Mrs. Maisel from and then your face, and then a picture of her.
But
What
yeah,
are
no, it elicits a reaction with the older Jews especially. They love it. One thing I get, and to the show's credit, there is definitely a younger audience that appreciate it. But what I get a lot from like younger people is, "Oh my God, my mom is obsessed with that show."
Right. 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 Oh my God, she's going crazy for that
Yeah,
is
oh, my aunt loves it.
right. You got to hear about every single relative that likes it, and then they've heard of it. You know, like the other.
No, generally well received, and the audience tends to be in favor of it. They like it.
Peaks and pits of people who react to you having written for marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Ah, interesting. Okay. The peak would be seeing genuine joy, especially on old Jews' faces who don't typically elicit joy easily. But then,
Right.
but then the pit will be 9 out of 10 times, even if it's from someone who loves it, I'll still hear the complaint of the problem they had with it or what they didn't like about it.
Right. It is weird how much that affects us. Like, you're doing something that added to the show, and you're happy with how it went, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like, when I yell at The Bachelor, there are people that like come to me with their Bachelor show complaints, and I'm like, I do a different show, and I still get upset by it. Like, I'm still like, yeah, I don't like. Why are you telling me as if should I just disappear? Should I stop doing what I do? Like, I don't
Right.
understand.
Also, the show is done, so I can't get in a time machine and change what's already been done and the show is finished.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, that would be it.
Peaks and pits. Having 2 children. I think you're one of the few people I know with 2 children.
Yeah. So the peak is absolutely that they are friends and they entertain each other. So
2 boys.
2 boys. I'm not raising any weird only child.
Right.
They socialize with each other, and that makes it easier. But the pit is they are absolute monster psychopaths. They're great kids. They're sweet kids. They're good boys.
Yeah.
But they're 5 and 3. From the time they wake up at 6 a.m. until we wrestle them to bed at 7 or 8, they are bouncing off the walls. It's just.
Do you feel the need to say they're great kids, they're good kids after saying they're monsters? Like, what's the concern that I would sit here and go,
I guess
they must be shitheads. Like, they must
only
be.
because I followed monster with psychopath. I felt like I needed to clarify a little bit. If
I
said
do.
monsters, I probably would have left it alone because I doubled down with another adjective that could possibly be like, oh wow, he really does have problem children. I just want to clarify. Great kids, but out of their fucking minds.
I do find the clarifications funny from parents. Like, so there was this. Did you see there was a story that was the last week where Chapel Rowan went on Call Her Daddy, and she said that all her friends with kids have no light in their eyes, and they're all miserable.
I saw that, and I just thought either she's not friends with good parents, or maybe her friends are still too young. Like, I could imagine if I was in my early 20s, I'd be miserable as a parent.
Right.
But it's true that you don't get sleep. It's true that kids take all your time, money, and energy. But I'm being sincere when I tell you I love being a parent, and I am so glad that I have kids.
Right. It was it's such like a interest. I was watching the clip of it. I didn't watch the whole thing, admittedly, and then I did it on Pop Culture Thursday last week, and I talked. Well, she had another quote where she was like, she's I think with a woman now, and she was saying the men never cared to like give her back what she's given to them. They didn't think of her needs sexually, and it's like. I was like, this is all unfair. Like, this is all like the easiest things to say in the world. Like, sure. It's like, oh, a 23-year-old man that you hooked up with wasn't thinking about whether you got off or not. Like, yeah, that like I don't know what to say to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, like, and like, this is also something that like 23-year. It's not like it's like the 1950s. Like, the last 20 years, we've been talking about this. So, like, maybe they're never going to learn, or maybe, you know, like, you got to speak up and say, I don't mean to sound backwards, but it's like, it just felt like an easy hot take, and, like, those kind of bother me. But I was thinking of this parent thing, and I heard her say that, and I thought the same thing as you. I was like, she's young. So she's dealing with young parents.
The 23-year-old pop star doesn't know any people that are thrilled with being parents right now.
Right. And it's like, also, my kids, I love my kids. Not a great brunch story. No one wants to hear how much you love your kids. That's actually the story that's last on the list. So, of course, your friends aren't going to come to you and try and, like, out-brag you.
That's a great point. I didn't even think of that, but that is a great point.
Right. They can't go over the top of you. They can't be like, well, I did a European tour too. You know, like they can't do that. So they have to kind of like, where are they interesting? Your friends are interesting. Man, going, these kids, they're crazy. I get, you know, like that's how you get attention from Chappell Roan.
Right. Yeah. Good point.
Well, there was a TikTok and it was a response to her, and it was like, it was funny because a lot of the commenters did comment, like it was a woman like our age, and then all the commenters, and she was like, you think not having kids is like whatever. She's going on rebutting Chappell Roan.
Well, let me be the one to tell you, I am not the parent who's going to rebut your opinion on whether or not you should have kids or not. I could care less if you have kids. I could care less if you want kids. Quite frankly, I could care less if you have kids and you're happy or unhappy. I got enough on my plate with my own family. I'm not worried about what anyone else wants to do or not do with the family they do or don't have.
Right. And, well, I guess this woman should have listened to you, because she was like basically rebutted her, and then the comments are like, she's not talking to you, you 80-year-old, and like they all just made fun. And she's right, but she never said that. She didn't say, you know, 23-year-old. She goes, all the people I talk to, we don't know, but I'm agreeing with you that it's probably younger women.
I don't understand young women who aren't necessarily ready for the family stage of life shitting on people with kids. I don't understand people with kids getting up in arms over people who don't want kids. The only definitive take I'll have is that if you don't want kids, don't have kids, because it is such a commitment that, like, only have kids if you want to be a parent. That's
I mean that's the easy. That's the stuff that doesn't make TikTok. That's like no one's gonna like crush you.
Watching that video.
No, that's okay. Let's go to. I wanted to do this. We usually just chit chat, but I kind of wanted to ask you. I went to an Am I the Asshole? Okay. And this is about in-laws. How are you with the in-laws? How does it go?
Good. I lucked out in that Esther's dad is a weird guy who also failed at comedy in the 80s, so he loves comedy and comedians.
Perfect.
So I got like the rare breed of in-laws who are actually very happy that their daughter married a comedian.
Okay, that's great. Love it.
Yeah.
That is something you hear from a lot of people married with kids. When it's going well, they do say, I got lucky. Because you hear horror stories.
Yeah. I mean, if you have a bad relationship with your wife's mom and she's close with her mom, that's a lifelong battle until your in-law dies.
And you have to like unbutton that shirt. Like to even walk it back, you'd have to have like the most awkward conversation. Like, hey, can you put the weapons down? We gotta work this out for a lifetime. Like that's even harder than people want to admit.
Yeah, that really is a tenuous relationship that, like, if it doesn't go well, that is going to affect your day-to-day life.
Okay, so this story is my family, husband, me, and a 2-year-old. And his brother's family, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, and 3 teens. They're at Disney this week. We arrived today with our camper and rented another one from the resort. When we got here for check-in, we were told the other camper was set up, got the keys, and was shown some features. It was small, I think 25 feet, with the only privacy being the master bed. There is a bunk, and the dining tables folds into a bed. We set up our camper, 40-foot toy hauler, and I'm in the middle of putting out linens, opening up the back porch for my toddler to play and getting his space set up. Sleeps in the garage area when the in-laws roll up. We all greet, and my husband shows them their camper. Immediately they start down the, "This isn't big enough. We're going to have issues. We really don't like this" comments. We paid for the camper rental, the spots, the tickets into the park, and for some upcoming dinners they wanted to reserve. My husband goes into a panic and says they want our camper and says, "Let's just stay here and you guys goes into a panic and they walk into our camper and say, "Let's just stay here and you guys take the little one." I said, "No, that wasn't going to work because our bed in the master is specifically for my back." They went on about how they can't afford Disney, and it's really disappointing that all we rented was a smaller trailer for them to fit into without regards to their comfort. I came back with, "It's the only for the sleep for your family. I don't know if my son is going to be overwhelmed and having a familiar space for him to play and relax. The noises and crowd is why we brought ours." They stormed out calling me an asshole, asking my husband why he married me. He came back to me with the fact that we don't need all the rooms since it's just the 3 of us and they have 5 and they are basically adults. So I asked a simple question. Then I get access while you guys are at Disney to be here and relax? Ours has a TV and a porch and are in here. A TV and a porch with barriers for the toddler to play outside in an enclosed area. Also, his toys are in here. They said that's their private area, so no. So I said no again. My husband called me an asshole and said our son can survive a week without toys in the porch area. Am I the asshole because I don't want to sacrifice my own comfort to appease them, especially since we have paid for this entire trip? The only part they had to pay for was to get here, and they flew with some assistance from my husband because I threw a fit about that. So is this person the asshole for not switching campers? How would you deal with this? I mean, I don't... Go ahead. You're married. You have in-laws.
My gut reaction as I'm listening to you read through everything is every person involved is the asshole.
Right.
It's not always where, like, everyone involved is wrong.
Right.
But first of all, you shouldn't be traveling in an extended family unit unless everyone is aware of the situation, everyone is aware of what the needs are, what the cost comforts are. So I would say the only reason the woman writing the email isn't necessarily assholes because it seems like they're paying for everything. But also, it's a huge asshole move to put the comfort of a 2-year-old over the comfort of 5 adults.
Right. I think this person's an asshole. You don't... I'm with you. If you're doing a trip as a whole family, I think everyone's the asshole because you're an asshole for not getting up front with all the information.
Right.
Like, if I go on a trip, okay, where are we staying? How much is it going to be? And, like, I guess sleep and how much are the 2 things I would need to know before walking through the door.
Absolutely. I mean, also, if your version of a Disney trip involves campers, you're an asshole too. Like,
right. Well, if it involves campers, you're signing up for uncomfort.
Yes.
But I do think they were distracted by free Disney trip and just said, we're going. I think that's the problem. And again, I'm not one to like side with the payer just because paying is a big deal. But at the same time, like, this is one where it's like, they were lured into a free Disney trip, and they probably, once they got there, they were like, oh, wait, we don't get, everything wasn't included? You can't do that.
Right. Being the payer is a great get out of jail free card for not being the asshole, but
Right.
you immediately become the asshole when you lord it over people's heads. Like when you choose to fight every argument with, I'm the one that paid.
Right. But this is one where I'm the one that paid in this argument makes some sense. We offered a free trip to Disney. You showed up. You came, and this is what we have to offer. I guess the offer I would need to know as well, but I think they're the asshole at one point, and it's like when you say, like, "Hey, I'll give you my space," and then they go, and then you're like, "But am I going to be able to go there when I want some downtime?" And they're like, what do you mean? You're going to like sleep in our stuff? Like,
Right.
like you found like another, why did you, this person is okay with them sleeping in their room, but it's like this one little tiny, like red tape thing where it's like, well, what if I take a nap? I can come in and sleep on top of your luggage, right? And it's like, why would you do that?
Also, the buried nugget within this story is that they threw out a, I can't believe or I wonder why he married you on day one. You throw that bomb out there on day one, and then you have to go on and just have a family vacation after that.
Yeah, there's other issues at play here. Like, why would he marry you? It's like, yeah,
That's a
day
real
one of a
debate
Disney
tomorrow.
trip. That
On day one. That's
right.
That's something you whisper in his ear as you say your goodbyes.
Right. That's like doing the April Fool's joke that your wife did on you, and then you come back with like, I murdered the whole family, and you're like, wait, whoa, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Have him back.
Noah Gardenswartz, thank you for coming on Chit Chat Wednesday. Everyone go at Noah G Comedy. His show is June 20th in Boca, the Boca Black Box. It is on his Instagram. He's got a link to all the ticket information. Noah, this is always good to talk to you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. Always a pleasure. I hope you get back to wherever you're supposed to be going soon. But until then, the shirt and the window shades go well together, man. You look good.
I'm chilling. I'm gonna go play some more a nine piece. Do they call it?
Stop embarrassing your father out there. Learn how to swing, would you?
He literally, the eye rolls are like crazy. I'm like, it's not your shot. Let me fucking deal with it. I don't need to also recover from you.
He's rolling his eyes like you invited him to a 7 p.m. show in his living room.
7 p.m. I cannot wait to hear from you because you're gonna say, "Who does? Who does?" Can't believe. Noah Gardenswartz. We'll be back next week. Boom.